So if I'm starting this one, it's like AI, or like it's Stefan's AI. Hey, welcome to the Always Right podcast. I am Jamie Vendera, and this is
Arthur Carissa Delay.
yes, and we're talking about AI because every time I'm on Facebook now, it's like write your book in 13 minutes with AI. You want to be an author? Write with A and I, with A and I. A and I. That's A and E.
A&I? Is
That's
that like
Arson
A&W
Entertainment.
root beer?
Yeah. So AI, artificial intelligence.
Yes.
I actually there's so many apps out now, and I bought this app called Chatbox, and I've seen other ones that are like just for writers. You can write your term paper, you can write a fiction novel, you can write nonfiction. So this is exploding and taking off everywhere, and I know some people are writing it, especially the companies on Facebook that are doing the ads like, yes, let us help you write with AI for only $39.99. We'll tell you how to do it, what prompts to do, because people are making money off of this, and they're saying, hey, you want to be an expert? You need a book. I agree. If you want expertise, if you want to be considered an expert, having a book, written a book, definitely is a plus. That's helped me over the years with doing workshops all over the world for the singing community. Now, how do I feel about AI? How do you feel about AI?
Well, we've talked about this briefly and with Dr. Daughtry with stuff. And I feel like embracing AI as a tool is an amazing thing because there are times when you're like, oh, I need a word. And so Grammarly will give me an AI option to kind of help me think of words faster. Like if I have a word I've overused, I can double click it and it can create another word category list for me. So I could say, if I'm using this word, here are different types of words with that same meaning and different ways this word would be expressed. And I've even taken a whole entire email. Like when I'm writing an email to someone, I will take what I'm wanting to write and I will plug it in there and I will do, ask it to improve it. And I don't usually use the entire thing, but I will find things like, oh, I like how they worded that sentence better. And I will reword things to help my email sound not as like passive or whatever. I want it to be a little bit more confident or something, but I know the content that I want to have. So I've only used in the aspect to kind of like inspire what I've already written for nonfiction type scenarios like an email. And I really like it for that because it helps me if I'm sending it to a professional situation that it makes it sound a little bit more professional that I may have not thought of a way to do that. But I don't like it for fiction. I don't and I teeter on the idea that now the whole plagiarism thing. So
Absolutely.
yeah.
Yeah. No, I'm on the same side as you. I think it's like if I was bored with writing and I had a
Writer's block.
buddy here and, and I said, oh, I'm trying to write this thing. I'm not feeling it. And they're like, oh, what if you do this? So you could put prompts into this. Like I have Chatbox, and we've talked about this before. I thought I'm going to try to write a verse of a song. So I told it what the song was about. I showed it my previous lyrics. It wrote another verse, and honestly, it had some good ideas. I didn't end up using any of them, but it was cool. I didn't like how it wrote it, but it was okay. And I just hopped into the chat box because you have all these writing prompts like write a marketing thing for Instagram, write your bio, and there's a storyteller. And it says, are you ready for a bit of storytelling? I need 2 questions. Who's the main character? And what's the topic? I said Jamie Vendera shattering glass with his voice. And it's Jamie Vendera, the glass shattering minstrel. Once upon a time in a small village lived a boy named Jamie Vendera. Blah, 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 blah. A couple little pictures here. Here I am as a little boy.
Wow.
Apparently, the glass shattering hero, for some reason, dragons are involved.
Well, that's crazy because it knows you like dragons.
I know. So it's listening to me somehow. I sang with all my might in shattering the glass castle and freeing the villagers. So it's crazy. You could have fun with this. And I do think it could help you if you were bored. I'll say this to make you happy. If you have a writer's block, it can inspire you. But yeah, I wouldn't want to write a book. Like if you're like, I need a book to be, I'm into golfing, so I need to write a book. So I want to put in all these prompts and let it write a 20-page book that I can sell on Kindle.
Mm-hmm.
Plagiarism, and I know I've seen other apps coming out saying, hey, guaranteed it's not plagiarism, it's original, you won't find this, it's going to pass everything. There's my red flag. It'll pass everything. It'll get through. The bots
As
won't see
as
that's
of right
plagiarism.
now, it may pass everything, but
Exactly.
as AI
Gross.
progresses, so will the algorithms to check it. So will the like a lot of times when I would submit a paper at Arizona State University, they have something they can go in check plagiarism. And they'll say what's the percentage, because it has to be obviously certain things are going to have a similar thing. So as long as it's under a certain percentage, it's not considered plagiarism. 7%, but I had some quoting in there, and sometimes quoting will like categorize that as plagiarism, but they can look at it and see, and then it's a quote, and you've as long as you cited it and stuff. But it is so plagiarism is considered, AI can be considered plagiarism whenever you are submitting something that requires your own work, because
E-
that eventually will be saved as AI, and AI offered you that. It will record that. It will know that it gave it to you, and it's going to submit that as plagiarism. Down the road, there might be a lawsuit being like, Grammarly might be like, listen, we gave you all this content and you sold it. Now we need a percentage. It's not happening
Absolutely.
yet, but it could definitely
No,
be a
I
thing.
agree. That's my fear, and I'm looking like I gotta be honest. I think it's. I mean, I would not use it to write a fiction or nonfiction, but looking through here, it looks so cool. Write posts
Oh
for
yeah.
social media, interact with AI like a human, craft a professional resume, create song lyrics. So you got all these prompts, which means it's kind of already set up to help you, guide you. It'll ask you questions, and so that you have the right prompts to write whatever you want to do, whether it's a resume, a nonfiction book, a song, whatever you want to do. So it's like, yeah, the possibilities are endless. One thing I like is years ago I had an app called TuneXD. It wasn't fully mine. It was another programmer, and I love this guy, but he's so busy. He has another full business that, like with many apps, it goes by the way
Mhm.
because Apple's always updating. This app was amazing. You could shatter with little wine glasses. You could program vocal scales. And I've literally I thought, you know what? I wouldn't mind having AI because I can't write code. If I could do all the prompts, I could write coding for this thing and wouldn't need
Mhm.
anyone else. And then I could put it back out. So those are, there are possibilities that would work for you as a writer, but I wouldn't let it write the book for you. I would look like, okay, it wrote, give me bullet points on a book about a boy who discovers that he has a dragon ghost
Mhm.
following him. Let it
Yeah.
do some bullet points. There may be 20 bullet points you asked for. It may be three of them. You're like, okay, yeah, that's kind of cool. So if that'll stir your creativity, and you're like, okay, I'm going to take that, but I'm going to rewrite it in my own way, and it's influencing you to write beyond that point. But I could never put out a book that was not written by me. It's just, it's not.
Yeah.
It's a creative thing. It's your child. So
Yeah. No, and that's the thing. I feel like you have to be very cautious, because use it as a tool, not as, it's almost like use as a painter, okay, doing artwork. Um Using someone else's artwork as inspiration, but not duplicating it. You know what I mean? So using AI generating content as inspiration, like I'm stuck on this, so let me plug in here all these different things that I want it to do for fiction, and then kind of go like, okay, that that made me think that would be a great idea.
yeah, and
But
that's
it's
already happened.
hard
See, they
to,
they have
yeah.
they have AI art, and one of my co-coaches and one of my singers for this band, Angel Fire East, we did this song called "Fallen," and Ryan was really into video, and he did a lot of stuff with I forget 3D rendering. It took him months, and he did this video for "Fallen," and it was pretty cool. But now he's progressed so much more. He's like, I got AI. He said I could literally spit out a video in a day that is even far beyond this. The possibilities at this point are endless, depending on what prompts you put in. Like,
Mm-hmm.
this is the scene I want, and it will design it, write it for you. So what good is being a Picasso if you're like, you know what? I'm not really going to draw it. I'm going to think about it and tell this computer to do it, and it's going to draw it for me. Now it's a Picasso. It's not the same.
I
Your creative. Go ahead.
Oh no, I was thinking I look at AI. AI to writing creatively is like prescription drugs to home remedies. Creative writing is the old way of doing things, the natural way of doing things, where AI is the quicker. Prescription drugs are the quicker, but not the home remedies that are now becoming more trendy. You know what I mean? So some of the things that my grandma used to teach me to do that you could just go buy in the store because some kind of machine would make it, people are selling on Etsy. People are selling handmade things. So people eventually are going to be like, I really want a book that's just really written by the author. I really want something that's your stuff. I want I want the imperfections. I don't want the AI corrections.
And it will. I mean, I think AI is going to take over, and it will have the period, and eventually it'll be back to that because, like, I love AC/DC. So, and I'm a Brian Johnson fan. That's what I grew up, and that's what I sang a lot in clubs. But I can't believe my name. I'm going to get in trouble for this. I can't believe the name of the original AC/DC singer, Jess Bon Scott.
Yeah.
They had him singing AI. Him singing Back in Black or Shook Me All Night Long. He sang one of those songs, and it was eerie. So they literally took his AI voice and were actually into that.
Well, yeah, you could do that with anything. You can make anybody sound like, just like the AI. What is it though? When they change someone's face, the deep cover stuff.
Yeah,
Is that what
facial
it's called?
recognition. Yep.
Like, there's a name for it where people are changing. It makes them look like Tom Cruise. It's not Tom Cruise. It sounds like Tom Cruise. It looks like Tom Cruise, but then they take the filter and everything off. It's like
I watched that
some
video.
Asian guy,
and it's eerie. So who knows what's next? But it's Terminator time.
Mm-hmm.
So and you could be like, you know what? I have kids. I'm working, and I got this great idea for a fantasy novel. Jamie, Carissa, I just don't have time. But I have like 30 prompts I can put into my AI to all the every chapter what I want to happen. I'll let it write it, and that may be so. And you may read it and be like, okay, I don't want to get plagiarized, so I love this, but I'm going to edit it.
Mm-hmm.
And that may be so. But still, it's in there.
Yeah.
So,
yeah. So do you think that people who write their books with AI should put their name on it, or put on there also, in somewhere like also, assisted by AI?
Yeah, I wish it was to the point you could put a headset on and it maps to censor your mind. Because if that was the case, I would work with AI and write those other 11 books I need to finish.
Right. Well,
because
that may be coming. That might be
Yes.
coming because we've talked. I think we talked about this before, but they're doing that. So they were doing tests on your brain waves, and like now you can hum a song on Google and be like, "Oh, this is the song." Well, they were doing the same idea in your brain. You hum a song. You don't do it in your voice. You hum the song in your head. You're hearing the song in your head. The signals that your brain is putting out, they would basically map it. So when they map that, they would say, okay, this is what it's mapping. So when the computer system sees that this is what it's mapping, it knows, okay, when it's doing this, these little high points, low points is what it means. It's learning how to map your brain signals.
Yeah, that's insane.
They're even creating pictures that way too. Your brain signals create images because you're thinking giraffe. You're looking at a giraffe, and then it will map it out, and it will literally map out a giraffe. It may not be the exact picture you're looking at because it's still new, but they're already doing that.
Mine would be like, I don't know if you've seen that post on Facebook. It's like, man takes the drawings from his son and turns them into actual artwork. And it was like, it's a giraffe and it's got like balloon legs. And it looks like this, or it's just, so it looks goofy as can be. It's cute as can be, but that's how my pictures would turn out.
Oh my gosh.
All distorted.
No,
lots of squirrels.
Well, yeah, you would have a map of a giraffe, but then there'd be little squirrels on its shoulder. No, it's not about. That's the thing. It's not about you drawing it out. AI is drawing it for you. You can see the images perfectly in your head. But
Yes.
you seeing them in your head versus getting them on paper, that's a different connection. Your creativity connection. But seeing it's different with your brainwaves.
Yeah, I wouldn't be, and I'm just going to be flat out honest. I like AI. I'm going to experiment with it more. It won't be how I write my books, but it may be how I'm creatively writing stuff and taking and rewriting it. But if there were a way that they could see my brain waves and I could write a book like that, heck yes, I would do it because I have
Dear
too many
AI.
stories.
Yeah.
Yes, to be like, hey, so let's finish Age of the Sigil. We get the fourth book. Here's what I want. And I'm just thinking about it while I'm driving down the road, got the sensors on, and I'm like, woo, I wrote 300 pages today, Carissa. Really? So my
Well,
fingers were relaxed, but my brain did it.
I've literally thought like it would be really cool because we get used to scrolling backwards and like looking at videos. There's times that I'm in life, I'm like, can we do 15-minute reroll? I want to see what just happened. Like it'd be
Yeah,
nice if AI could just record my life and say, "No, I need to go back 15 seconds. Let's go back over that again."
it'd be like TiVo.
Yes.
Uh,
No, so I am cautioning authors when you're using AI to use it as a tool, not as a copy paste device. Especially when you're supposed to be doing nonfiction and it's supposed to be your content. I feel there might be something down the road legally that might cause some friction with AI owning your words.
yeah, so, you know, check it out. Like the one that I own again is called Chatbox. And I
Chatbot.
mean, if here I'll find out who makes it really quick.
Well, I
And
know
there's
my
another one.
girls use one on Snapchat that where they communicate. It's a bot, or I think it's Snapchat that they use a bot with to like you can talk to it like it's a friend, and they put it in random questions just for the fun of it.
Yeah, this one has that too. And you know what? I don't think there's one better than the other. This is Chatbox by Florate, Florate Limited. And there's Chat GPT. I got Chat on. There's Assist, Chat with AI, Chat GPT, and this one looks interesting. It's called AI Prompt, and this one was made with the prompts specifically for writers, but so is the one that I have, Chatbox. So I
Mm.
think you go on, see if you can find one that's free. The one I pay for is like $39.99 a year.
Mm-hmm.
So is the other ones. But explore it. But keep in mind, we want you to be the author. So
Mm-hmm.
there's nothing wrong with being creatively inspired. You go to dinner with somebody and you're telling them about your book. So you're giving them prompts. And they'll be like, oh, what would be so cool since you like dragons if a dragon was in that story? That's what it just did to me.
Mm-hmm.
My phone knows I like dragons, so it stuck it in the story. Even though it was about glass shattering, and it didn't make a wine glass, it made a glass castle that I exploded to free some people.
Well,
So,
you could definitely have something with the dragons and melting the glass with their hot burning fire.
exactly. And see, you're my Chat GPT right now. So you gave me an idea. So you put it in. So I gave you a prompt, and that's what you spit back to me. So
Yes,
I like that better than what right here did.
that's funny.
So
All
have
right.
fun with it. Have fun with it, but don't think you're going to become an overnight success, instant author, and you've been trying for 3 years, and now you think it's going to write it for you.
I wonder. I'm just gonna do a quick Google search here. This is a thought process. Has anybody like best-selling authors using AI? Let's see. Okay, so some number one best-selling author, poet, and AI evangelist. This Ian S. Thomas. His latest book, What Makes Humans Use GPT-3, Artificial blah blah blah. He used this to help write his book. And science fiction author, this guy publishes
I,
97 books in 9 months.
what is his name?
Tim Boucher, Boucher. So he writes his books in 6 to 8 hours and has even produced a book in just 3 hours. Wow.
Huh? And I can't find a Tim on Kindle. I seen Anthony John. Yeah, so maybe he's just releasing them on his site, or
Maybe.
maybe, and I'm not saying this. This is just wondering if he's tried to publish on Kindle and they're like, nope, you cannot do that. So,
Yeah.
and they could do that. They could, because back in the day, they weren't really. Yeah, oh, here's a Tim Boshier, Manta Bay Conservation. I don't know if it's the same guy.
I guess I look at it this way too. If you think about it, it's like, do we still cut our grass with a little thing with a little?
No, that's
No.
true.
We increase our technology and we use it to benefit us. But I can see where an author would be like, I have spent years writing this book. I spent 8 years to get this book. Okay, that doesn't negate the fact that your book is still probably good quality and that someone took 3 hours or whatever.
Yeah, because, and again, I know nothing about this author. 97 books, that's great. I've had 60 something, and it took me years. I've been writing since 2000, so that's impressive. Doesn't mean it's of quality, but it could be. I don't know.
If you're really only in competition with yourself, it shouldn't matter how someone else is writing their book, right?
Absolutely. But I still want quality books.
You do.
Kindle, so if
you do, you want quality books. I want quality books. That doesn't mean someone might be out there trying to set some world record for most books written. It still has to generate the fact that they're doing it through AI. They're not doing it on their own.
Yes. So
that brings up a good point. So in November when you do the
No Shave? No Shave November?
the write 50,000 words, write a novel, the November novel. Yeah. What is it called? My gosh, my brain.
I have no clue. So I'll do it through AI.
There's an acronym for it and I cannot think of it right now. But anyways, when you write, there's a competition to see, it's a 50,000 word competition because 50,000 words makes it a novel. So the key is to write your novel, write 50,000 words in the month of November. So it's this whole thing.
ChatGPT, write me a 50,000 novel word for November and make it the best one to win that competition. Okay.
What I'm saying is, I wonder if that organization has guidelines that you cannot use AI.
It could be, or it's so new. Who knows? At the end of the day,
it's supposed to be like you start November 1st, and then you have the deadline and you submit. I don't know the rules. I know a couple people that enter it, but usually when it comes around, I'm already in the middle of a book and I never have time to start a new one. So maybe I can get done and start that next year and do that next year. That'd be kind of cool. But I wonder if they have guidelines that you can't use AI.
Probably. I guess you'll know when you enter that contest.
I'll have to look up the rules for that. Like,
people watching this podcast or listening, they're probably like so confused. Like, do they hate AI or do they like it? Are they promoting it or against it? I'm cautiously optimistic. I'm actually kind of excited of the possibilities to help inspire you. So I'm not telling any author not to use it, but still, you want to be in total creative control so that you do write something that comes from you.
Yes, it's the NaNo. It's the National Novel Writing Month.
Okay, Nano.
Yes, yeah, I knew it was something like that. So anyways, I'm wondering if they have like.
Well, they do, but it's called nanobots. That's the other one for the AI.
But ching.
I'll be here all week.
Hold on.
I guarantee you next year they will, because there will be somebody's like, yeah, you started on November 1st. Okay, it's 2 hours later. Here's my novel. And they're not thinking, oh, they just started right. Well, it depends on the rules. It's like if you got to write in November, I wonder how many people submit. It's like, oh, I already wrote it. This was done this summer.
Yeah, I'm just wondering if they have a check. Like, how can they check?
They would have to have another AI program to run and check for plagiarism, I'm sure.
Oh yeah, it says that they are working on these real world problems like that.
Okay.
So
and it could take a year or two because they're going to filter in and somebody's going to pass, somebody could win. They'll be like, wow, it's a great story, and it could be just that. Yeah. Because I'm not saying you can't write a phenomenal, crazy story in AI and you don't type a word. You just give it all the prompts. But again, you'll be reading it yourself for the first time, like, wow, this is amazing, and I came up with that.
Wow, AI did an amazing job. I mean,
yeah, wow, I'm a good writer.
It's kind of on that borderline of human ghostwriting, which we'll talk about that at some point. AI is like the faster version of human ghostwriting.
You know what? It really is. It's kind of the same for me. Because if you're hiring a ghostwriter, and a lot of people do this, and this is another subject, you're giving them prompts. Here's what I
Mm-hmm.
need. I need all this, and then they go
Mm-hmm.
to town, and you're like, look, I'm an author. I'm sure a lot of the books we've read by famous actors, musicians, politicians, a lot of them were
Mm-hmm.
ghostwritten.
Oh yeah,
So
they do have a lot of those people have ghostwriters. And there are a lot of bestsellers with ghostwriters. So like I said, we have that on the set list to talk about, but AI is basically the artificial intelligence version of human
a
ghostwriting.
ghostwriting.
Mm-hmm.
Absolutely. So, in ending, just you know what? Follow your guts. We're not here to tell you what's right or wrong.
We're just
We
giving you
just don't.
inspiration and advice.
Yeah, we don't want to. We don't want you to get into trouble down the road. So,
Yeah. Oh, so you have a great day, Jamie, because I don't have to go work like you do.
yeah, it's a short day. I only teach from 11 till I don't know if I have an 8 o'clock tonight. I didn't say it out loud, did I? So hopefully it's just 11. I love
Yeah, I heard
teaching.
you.
I love all my students, but sometimes it's like, whoo,
It's
it's a long
exhausting.
day. Yes.
I love my kids, but sometimes they can be exhausting.
Well, these are all my kids. That's how I feel about them.
Yeah.
But it's like, okay, sometimes, little Carrie Ann, it's okay if you need to take off this week, go to a basketball game or something. So
Oh yeah.
that's not really
Absolutely.
that's not my 8 p.m. student. I just threw out a name.
Yeah.
So, all right. Again, this is the Always Right podcast, and you can find us on. I'm going to pass it over to Carissa because I never remember all this, and she says it so much better than me.
You can follow us on all of our social media. You can follow us on Facebook, Instagram, Threads, TikTok, X, formerly known as Twitter. You can follow us on YouTube. Make sure you subscribe. You can also email us at alwaysrightpodcast@gmail.com for any comments or questions that you may have. Or if you want to give us some shout out information about AI and your experiences with AI or your favorite AI app, make sure you let us know. We'll check it out. And so until then, as always, thank you for listening and always right, as I am signing off as author Carissa DeLay, and this is
AI assistant Jamie Bandera.
all right. Thank you. Thank you. And until next time, we'll be practicing AI and see where it takes us.
See you next time.